Who will put number 1 on the tank tail with the SA1 plate? Who will it be? We're about to find out. We're green. Very even into turn 1 and 2. 3 wide mid-pack if you don't mind. No, beg your pardons here. Broom on the inside of Walsh. Walsh shifts up track. The BP number 35 gets the door slammed. 30th leader. Back to Blake Walsh. Back to Broom. Onto the front straight. Back to the 2 entry. Martin now also on the move. Tyson Martin, the Australian champ, making a whole heap of ground. Onto the front straight, Angus Hollis behind the 2 entry. So that's Joel Chadwick in the 2 entry. Has got Angus Hollis now for company. Tyson Martin making the move. Tyson's up to about 6th or 7th on the racetrack, so don't count out that number 1. Just up in front of him. Down the back straight, onto the front straight. Furler still your leader. So Rylan Furler in the 26 leads the way. Back to Walsh's. Khan Aston comes in, the Aston Logistics, number 81. Comes infield. Walsh, Broom. Back to Chadwick, Tyson, Martin, Angus Hollis. That's a battle in itself. Back in the pack, Kirby Helly is now falling back into the clutches. Back a little further than he would like. Chadwick, as we see the Victoria 7, also involved in that, that's Nick Ryan. Down the back straight we travel. Our leader just running his own race out in front. Brunken shifted aside by Martin. Now Martin's come from deep in the pack. He started 13th, he now runs 4th. We'll make that 3rd. Broom to 4th. Hollis on the inside of Chadwick. Kirby Helly also making move on Miller. Up to the bottom as we go yellow. We will go yellow in turn 1 and 2 for the 93. I think you'll find it will be Trav Miller. We're away. Martin dives low on Chadwick. Almost gets alongside. In fact, he probably almost did. He does. Angus Hollis makes a mistake and unfortunately will be eaten alive. Will be eaten alive by the Ryan entry. Angus Hollis, Chadwick's going back spots. Luke Wheel now eats him for lunch. Furler, Stewie Alina, Mitchell Broom. What a result this will be. At the moment sitting third behind the Aussie champ. The Aussie champ is just behind him. That's car number 1 of Tyson Martin. Back to Nick Ryan, Angus Hollis, Joel Chadwick. Back to Luke Wheel, Kirby Helly are also involved in that little battle up in between them. But Furler. Walsh is now applying a little bit of pressure. Martin says, thank you very much. I'll take 3rd back from you, Mitch. So Mitchell Broom goes back to 4th in the 35. But do not count him out. Mitch taps on the left rear to say hello one back. Ryan's the next one. That's Nick Ryan back to Hollis says, we are red. We are red, turn 4. We are red. In tonight's aim for the Wingless Sprints for the SA Championship. Luke Wheel is also there for that as well. Chadwick and Hellier. Past the control line they go. This time Broom was awake to it. Ryan steps up to the high side. Goes on the outside of the Aussie champ. Here goes Walsh. So Walsh has now decided it's time. I've had enough of this. Ryan said, no way, son, you're going to work for it. Side by side, onto the front straight. Walsh will lead that lap. Furler fights back. Broom, Martin. So Tyson Martin goes to work on the back of the 35. Back to Ryan. Angus Hollis in the 73. Back to Luke Wheel. Chadwick is also involved in this as well as Rory Button comes in with a flat right front. Walsh just played the card at the right time. Martin, Ryan, Hollis, now dropped off a little bit. Kirby Hellier is getting passed by Chadwick, I think you'll find, is the 2 entry. Trav Miller also there, well, that's Luke Wheel in the 50 car, I apologise. No, that was Chadwick in the 2 car, sorry. So Trav Miller goes to work on Hellier. Leadership out front. Through. Martin just cannot get a run. Just remember that Tyson actually showed the nose earlier. And Mitchell just slammed the door. Said you're going to have to work for it. 3 to run. This time by your leader. They go past the spine entry. Broom goes to the outside. Martin just peppers on that left rear. Inside, 2 to run, this time by. They'll get 1 next time. Martin, Ryan, back to Hollis, who's got Luke Wheel for company. Also, Kirby Helly still battling with Joel Chadwick. White flag out, 1 to run. So Martin, what a drive. Couldn't quite get on that final step, but how about it, folks? Put your hands together for Blake Walsh. Blake will take it. Ryan Furler for 2nd. Mitchell Broom for 3rd. Tyson Martin for 4th. Nick Ryan for position number 5. Back to Angus Hollis, Luke Wheel, Trav Miller. He climbs out of the car, folks. Put your hands together for Blake Walsh. I think that one's going to the bin. For you.
I'm ecstatic, mate. We haven't won a race since we got the NT1 on the car, and to do it tonight's pretty special to keep the one for another year, I guess.
Exactly right. I was just saying to Ryan, every restart, you get a run on him and all of a sudden the yellow light would come up. How frustrating it is in the cockpit, knowing you've got to run and all of a sudden the yellow light comes up. You've got to reset and go back and have another try.
When I got by him there and the red come out, I was frustrated. I'm slapping the car, carrying on, but I sort of knew that the top was still open to me because I didn't show him that. I sort of got underneath him, and I think it sort of persuaded his decision to go back to the bottom and allowed me to just wind it up on the top and set sail.
Yeah, Roland said he was struggling on the top of the racetrack in turn 3 and 4, and that's where everything went right for you. You just sailed it in around the top.
Yeah, it had a lot of character in it. I think the sedans and the vintage there, they sort of put a few whoops in the track, but you sort of just got to throw them over the shoulder and just hope for the best.